Hi, I'm going to share my story of how I messed up my life through creating consequences while I was existing within the mind throughout my entire life. And also a very interesting interview to listen to with regards to this point of how you are actually tacitly creating unnecessary, unwanted consequences within your participation in the mind throughout your life is the interview of Life Review What If, where a being comes through the portal and shares their own story of how they basically um, created a mess of their own lives without ever even noticing it because they existed within this experience within themselves and they trusted their inner feelings and their inner thoughts and experiences and not actual reality. And I will share the link to that interview in the description box. So, how have I actually done that within my own life? I noticed that the consequences of my life that I'm facing now is that, for instance, I don't really have, like, I'm 24 years old now, and I don't really have a degree in anything yet except for high school, because I have tried studies like psychology and I dropped out because I trusted my feelings rather than reality, because I was busy with spirituality and I was really stuck within this idea and belief of myself as a spiritual person. Like, I felt really powerful within myself, within my imagination, because I was like a very imaginative person, and throughout my life I've actually done nothing but preoccupy myself during, like, when I was in class or anywhere within my own mind. I was always in my imagination imagining myself to do all these great wonderful things and like really generating that feeling of power within myself, but at the same time in my actual physical reality I was a very insecure person. I never really spoke to anyone. I was very quiet. I never took any risks. I never did anything really. I never really um, participated in anything. I never really made my own decisions because I was just stuck within my imagination. The only thing I really did or wanted to do was to sit in a corner somewhere and just think, just imagine myself and create all these like movies in my mind wherein I am wonderful and great, and so that I could experience that feeling of power, and just so that I could feel positive and good within myself. But what I didn't notice was the physical reality, what was playing out in the physical reality. I really trusted the feeling inside, and thus I actually believed that, oh, I'm a really powerful being and I can control reality with my mind, or, I can determine reality with the energetic experience within myself of my mind. I actually believed that. So basically, in anything I did in my life, for instance, going to university and studying psychology, I immediately dropped out because, from the moment I was faced with the fact that I have to work hard to get a degree and I have to actually do something and move myself, I am in my mind, I immediately went like, I don't really need to do this because I'm already powerful and I've already achieved a lot in my mind, and I actually believe that the energy that I experience within myself of being a spiritual person, a really special person, is much more important and much more real than the physical world, than, for instance, getting a degree, because I felt like, I will get there eventually through, meditating and through generating energy within myself, because that's how it felt. It really felt as though the more energy I create within myself, and the more I think and imagine, and the more I read all these books about my spiritual journey that make me feel so good inside, I really felt that the more energy I created within myself, the higher I was going, and the more I was becoming, and more powerful I was becoming. And that's how it really felt, like I was really, really powerful, and I was really on a spiritual journey, and I was achieving great, wonderful, magical things, and my life was really, really going somewhere. Never noticing that at the same time, I was really making a mess of my life, because I was just, in reality, the physical reality, I was just getting older, and I did not have any degree, so I had no opportunity or chance or possibility or capacity to do anything in this world. So I didn't actually have any real power in this world in any way whatsoever. And, I find myself in my life now 24 years old, and I haven't actually achieved anything. I haven't ascended to a higher plane. The aliens didn't come for me. Or I haven't actually vibrated to a higher level. All that I'm faced with now is that I work as a cleaning lady, where, it's a job that nobody will actually ever listen to me. I have no way of actually changing this world or making any difference in this world. I mean, I have no real capacities, I have no real abilities, because I never actually applied myself to anything, because I always felt like I was above that. So it's only now that I realize just how dangerous the mind is in really creating this illusion of an inner experience that doesn't have anything to do with the actual physical real reality. Because what would eventually happen in my life if I had simply continued participating in the mind was that I would just get old. I would just get older and older and older, and eventually I would experience a lot of regret within myself when I finally notice that, oh shit, I haven't actually done anything in my life. I haven't ascended. I've lived my whole life as a fucking cleaning lady. I've never done anything in this world, and now I'm gonna die. And now I'm old and wrinkly, and I'm not the magical being I always felt I was, and now I'm just gonna fucking die, and that's it. That's gonna be my journey of life. So, I mean, I'm really grateful that I actually took it upon myself to start my journey out of the mind, of stepping out of the mind and stopping the mind as the illusion of energy, and to face the consequences that I have created within my life, to actually basically fix my life, and to make sure that I do not participate in this illusion anymore, so that I don't create these unnecessary consequences for myself anymore. I mean, at this moment I'm 24, so I still have time to to get a degree or to do something with my life that will actually affect this world, and that will actually put me in a position in this world where I can contribute to changing this world into one that is best for all life. I would never have been able to do that if I had continued to remain stuck in the energy of the mind, wherein I would feel powerful and I would feel wonderful and great, but in the actual reality I wouldn't do anything, and I would make absolutely no difference, and I would simply be allowing starvation and poverty and all the abuse in this world to simply exist while I'm on cloud number 9, drifting off somewhere, believing that I am actually making a difference in the universe, when not even noticing that it's just a belief, it's just a feeling that is only distracting me from the actual reality of what is actually going on, which is the physical reality. Because if you have a look, the physical reality is the very basis of everything. That is the one thing that determines how we feel. It determines, who we are as feelings and thoughts and emotions, as who we believe ourselves to be. Because without our physical human body, we wouldn't even be able to think or feel or experience anything. So the real power is in the physical, and the real power is in the actual applying yourself and working and being dedicated as a physical expression, not as an imagination. The imagination is, by per very definition, just not real. And I can't even believe that I have ever believed that it was real. I mean, what kind of ignorance does it take to get so lost in an obvious lie, in an obvious illusion? Yet that is where we are at this point within humanity. There are so many people who are lost in the same illusion that I was always lost in at this moment. So I would suggest to anyone who is watching me say all this right now to check out that interview that I was referring to in the beginning of my vlog, which is, also a being that shares her story of how she basically messed up her life by not considering the actual consequences of her actions in every moment, wherein she created and manifested physical consequences for herself that she wasn't, that she didn't intend, because she was lost within her own mind of trusting her feelings and her experiences. And also check out the Facebook page of the 7-year Journey to Life, where beings shared their daily blogs of applying self-forgiveness, wherein they took it upon themselves to change themselves within stopping their mind and to get out of the illusion of the mind and to actually start applying themselves in this reality and to stand up as actual living beings that take responsibility for their lives and that take responsibility for the actual creator of reality, which is the physical reality, of which I will also post the link below this video in the description box. And if you have any other questions regarding this topic, you can always leave a comment or make a video response or go to the Destiny website, of which the link will also be below the video. Thanks.